What's up, Radar Shade Tree Surgeon here with the amazing, the lovely, the new hire, Miss Chloe Cox, baby. What, me worry? Not when Chloe's on the job. We're gonna take probably my last ride on the FJR. I don't know if somebody's gonna pick it tonight or not. We're pulling a winner for tonight, but this will have already passed. Either someone won it or they didn't. I'll put in a little blurb here whether it's still available. This video is probably coming out on Sunday, but right now we're off to see the wonderful Wizard of Weem. Me and the passenger princess, possibly for the last time on the fast Japanese ride. It is officially the very first day of sweater weather here in Florida. I'm sure we still got hot days left, but the fact that it's 70 degrees right now in the Wang in October, maybe I'm gonna enjoy every second of this. If you own a motorcycle and you ain't riding today, well, I guess maybe you're still doing hurricane cleanup. I guess that could still be a thing that you're doing. Anyway, we're definitely riding a motorcycle today. Hurricane cleanup later. Guess I should have actually told Jared I was on my way. Honestly, I'm really excited for Chloe to see Jared's shop, Weem's Motor Co. place over there, because she is just starting to get into motorcycles, and seeing the other side of that, seeing somebody who can build something from nothing, who just builds a motorcycle from scratch, it introduces you to an entirely different aspect of what makes motorcycles so much fun. I remember that was one of the first stops for BlissfulEllie. The very first time we lured her down here to the Wang was Weem's Motor Co. shop, and it was so instrumental for her and part of what made her want to ride in the first place, along with all of us cretins on two wheels down here, accepting BlissfulEllie into our warm, tender, greasy, pungent bosom. So yeah, I'm excited for Chloe Cox to see what that aspect of motorcycling looks like, and I'm always just excited myself because Jared always has cool projects over there. If you're not subscribed to his YouTube channel, you're messing up, man. The fact that he does this stuff for free on YouTube is nothing short of amazing. Not hard to tell which one is Jared's house, that's for sure. The reason everything's out and getting loaded up is Jared's about to go racing.
Go racing.
On a 96-year-old motorcycle. Which, will it be the oldest one there, or is there an older one?
I might be the oldest one there. The class that I race in, the newest they allow is 1936. The hitch is you're riding on a 96-year-old motorcycle with no brakes and no gearbox. We got a clutch, that's it.
This thing is freaking wild. Now, I've still never heard it fire up.
1928.
1928.
The
JAP.
frame, yep, John Alfred Prechwitz.
If you don't know anything about JAP engines, look them up. He made some of the wildest race engines imaginable back in the day. Like if you wanted to build a race bike in 1919, you got yourself a JAP engine.
Yeah, they started, so he started building engines in 1906, and his last engines off the production line was around 1952. 600 cc's, single cylinder, thumper, flathead.
I was just kind of remarking that Chloe, who's just getting into motorcycles, what we have here on all of these is an aspect of motorcycling that you have not been exposed to at all yet. Which is not weird because you haven't been exposed to a lot. Nothing on this bike comes from the same motorcycle.
Nope.
Or the same year.
Nope.
Or anything like that.
Nope. It's all different, mixed match. It's all British. Everything on the bike is British. 1936 Royal Enfield frame. The front end's a 1942 BSA. The gas tank is a 1947 Norton. A rear wheel is a 1939 Triumph. I've got foot pegs from an Ariel. I've got an oil tank from a Villasette. Toolbox from a BSA. It's just a mix match. Probably none of those brands you've probably ever even heard of, huh?
No, but I'm learning, so.
There's
I'm saying I'm gonna click one day.
There's not a single Harley Davidson part on that motorcycle, therefore it makes it cool.
Sure, I don't have to tell you, they don't exactly just go together. It's not like mix and match.
It's not like a puzzle.
Yeah. So they are all from different bikes, but everything on there. For example, Chloe does a lot of like sewing and stuff like that. So I think that there's the distance. You see that big machine back there?
1947 South Bend.
Can you tell her real quick overview of like
spins? Yeah. They'll take a piece of material and they'll put it between this point that spins by motor, and then this point has a bearing built in it, and you put something in between spins, and then you have a cutting tool.
So cool.
You have a cutting tool that actually removes material.
I did glass blowing, and they'd use the lathe for certain techniques.
Oh, really?
And you're like making really, really big pieces, like technically like, you know, I don't know, like bongs. I don't know.
You can say bongs in front of.
Okay.
Jared was in the military. He knows about stuff.
You can say anything in front of me.
He was in a band and he was in the army. He knows about bongs.
I love glass blowing. I watch those TV shows they have on like Netflix. and where they take 2 pieces of glass and they make like a candy cane out of it. I'm like, that's pretty rad stuff.
So how much truth is there to that old adage that everybody says
the other day.
that you can make a lathe with a lathe? Minus motor windings and,
Yeah, well, combo lathes that have a mill and a lathe attachment, and you could actually do it with them, because there's certain things that where you need flats. You would need a mill to mill those flats. I mean, I have a small little benchtop mill that I use. I've made front ends. I've made all sorts of stuff for frames and engines. I built all these bikes right here in this 2-car garage, so I have everything I need: welders and grinders and
all the stuff that everyone else plays at. The big difference between Jared and most people, and I think that this is okay to say because it's also me as well, is the difference between building a bike and actually building a bike, and the difference between the way that someone like me, or a lot of people out there who are doing fun and having a good time, and you shouldn't feel bad about it. When you build a bike, what you're doing is you're ordering parts to bolt onto your bike that someone else has designed and built. Someone else has designed these and thought them up and made prototypes and put them on a mill and then created it and then mass produced them. That person is that's Weems Motor Co. That's the person who does that.
Let's take away the last portion of that mass produce. I don't mass produce.
Okay.
I do have some parts and stuff that's on my website that we manufacture and sell, but they're very niche. Like I said, I do these old British bikes, but we do have like spark plug wires and things like that that anybody could use.
I'll have his website linked down below, man. But let's hear this thing fire up, man. We're gonna go watch him race it. The first outside of dirt bike racing, the first motorcycle race I've ever been to.
Really?
Yeah, the first motorcycle race Chloe's ever. I've been to plenty of dirt bike races and participated in plenty, but never a motorcycle race that had any concrete involved.
Like. There you go.
Hell yeah.
96 years old. A horsepower.
96-year-old motorcycle, and our man Weems Motor Co. is going to be racing at Sons of Speed here in a few days. So make sure you're following him on YouTube, Instagram, and cheering him on.
Yeah, buddy.
The only British bike that'll be racing.
British bike. Yeah, buddy.
So I think right now, after that, it's time for the official, we always do it with Jared Weems. Have you ever kickstarted a motorcycle before? Well, you've got a really great teacher right now, and you're about to do it for the first time.
Got it. She's got the right boots on. She's ready to go. 4 motorcycles lined up there, kickstart only, ranging from 1950 through 1966. All of those are probably older than both of us put together.
Which one would you say is your favorite one in that line?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah.
Don't ask me.
No,
I couldn't answer that
hard.
question.
Yeah, I'm sure yours is got to be the Rainmaker. Well, I don't know the history of your dad's bike. Who knows?
Yeah, they're all so cool. They're all so cool. I shouldn't tell her the story behind any of them because they're all like super special.
Yeah, it's the story that makes them special. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that makes them special. I'm just curious to see what you think, not knowing a whole lot about them. Which one do you like?
Say, which one would be my absolute favorite out of every single one? I think. So I'm looking at the seats, and I just like a 2-person.
You see, that's what you think of something you don't think of.
Girls always go for comfort. It's so weird. It's so weird. Yeah.
I don't know anything about the engines. I would want something that would probably.
They're all 650s, so 650 cc's.
You can go on looks alone. You don't have to worry about the engines.
For just being like superficial here.
Yeah. I just got called out, dude. I know one's calling to you.
This was the first one that I saw, and the first one that I was drawn to.
All right.
I looked around, and that one looks really cozy.
Yeah.
2 motorcycles that are similar, but very, very, very different. No, I think those are 2 really good choices. It's easy to get drawn to the Jerry. It's an eye-catching bike. It really is, man. It's got a cool headlight. It's got lots of crazy parts on it. How much do you think that bike costs to build, Chloe?
He said
Oh, damn, you already heard him. Never mind. I forgot.
It cost me $0 to build, but I had all of these parts laying around, so you couldn't build it for $0, I tell you that. That was Dad's last bike. It's a 1966 Triumph Bonneville, and when I bought that bike and another 1966 Bonneville for $750 together. It didn't look anything like that. I did the restoration on that probably close to 10 years ago. It's Dad's bike. Dad passed away in 2015, so that bike's never going anywhere except for my kids, so they'll take it over.
So you took two really good ones.
Yeah.
The shittiest one and the best one.
The jury? You want to go for that one? It's nice and short. It's low. It's easy. Okay, cool. Come on over here. So you've never kick-started a bike?
Never.
So the first motorcycle that Shay Lacey kick-started was Dad's bike.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She's rode the Rainmaker.
Yeah, probably the best kickstart instructor for Triumph 650 twins on the planet.
Can't
make it run. It's not going to run.
Listen, the whole thing is setting them up the right way. So there is a process to it. Just a little story behind the bike. Frame on this is a 1952. The engine's a 1960. Pre-unit Triumph, that means the transmission's separated from the engine. This is stuff you'll never remember, but it's super cool. The pre-unit stuff ended in 1962. Built this bike from crap I had laying around. For Josh's point, he really likes the headlight. That is off of a 1964 Pontiac Grand Prix. I have one of those on my very first show bike. Have you ever started a weed eater? So when you start a weed eater, you know that little thing, that little ball that you have to push and it squirts the gas in?
Mm-hmm.
So these carburetors have something very similar. This is a British motorcycle, so instead of calling it priming, like you prime the weed eater, they call it tickling. Not like a Gucci tickle, but these are tickling the carburetor. And you see this shiny thing right here?
Yeah.
There's one on both carburetors, and all you do is you hold that down until you see gas squirt out of the side of the carburetor. Typically, you would think gas coming out of a carburetor is not a good thing, right? But this is old engineering. So that's what
you want to see for that.
You want to see it. 74-year-old engineering.
So you want to do that on both sides, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So first thing you do is turn on the fuel right there, just a little fuel petcock. You see the gas coming down. And then you hold this side down and you just hold it down. You're not going to get gas on your finger.
So you just turned on the fuel?
Mm-hmm.
Can you?
Gas is on. Right there.
I'm going to do a mess.
There you go. Straight down.
Okay.
Yep. And then you hold that button down. Don't put your fingers underneath it or else you get gas all over you.
Cool.
But you'll see when the gas starts squirting out of there. As soon as you, just hold it down, you'll see it. It's not like you got a question. It'll come out. You got to, basically this is filling up that float bowl underneath with all of the fuel.
Oh, okay.
See the gas come out?
Yep.
All right, do the other side.
There we go. All right.
Now what I typically do, this is my little secret sauce, is I grab the throttle and I turn it about a quarter of a turn and I do the same thing again. Mm-hmm. And basically that shoots a little bit of gas into the intake so that it's primed and ready to go. This motorcycle has a lot of compression, which means when you go to kickstart it, it's gonna be kind of hard to do.
Gotcha.
It'll start, but it's just hard to press the pedal down. So this is a pedal. I pull the clutch in just so it breaks that clutch loose. See how it's spinning down here? Mm-hmm. So I hold that lever in so it spins through. Know that it's breaking through, and then I let off of it, and then I come up about halfway, and then you just go into it. Super easy, right? So it should start on the first kick every time. You see that, Josh? First kick. First kick.
That was really good.
The rule is if it doesn't start on the first kick, there's something wrong.
Something's wrong with it.
So hold in the clutch.
All right, so yeah, go ahead and you can get around on the bike. Super low, you ain't gotta worry about much.
And you said to keep this straight out like that.
All right, go ahead and pull in the clutch, and then just kind of put your boot on it and just let it spin through so you make sure that the clutch is disengaged. You ain't gotta put a lot of pressure. It should just, there you go. All right, and then get it halfway. Now, you don't want to be up on your toe when you're kicking. You want to use like the middle part, like the middle of your foot. So you want to keep right there.
Right here.
Yeah.
My hand is still on the clutch, and I'm just gonna
let off of the clutch.
Off the clutch now.
All right, and you can hold the handlebars. And don't worry about the bike falling over. We'll make sure we hold it. And then what I do is I get up, put all of my weight onto that kicker, and I push down as hard as I can. There you go. Let's go. Go for it. Come on, girl. You got it. Oh,
shit. No, fuck. I gotta do it one more time.
Nope, you should be good. Get up on top and then jump. Oh yeah, come on. Oh, almost. You can't half kick it. You gotta. I'll show you a trick. Take your other foot and step up on here.
Okay, let me
just stand up like it's a dirt bike. Stand up on both foot pegs.
Okay, so now I gotta just put
Yep, you gotta move that down about halfway. There you go. A little bit up, a little bit. Right there. When you go up, kind of lock this leg and put all of your weight over on that side. Ready? Make it happen.
I heard
you gotta
it.
jump.
No, damn it. Okay.
You gotta jump and put all that weight over there.
You can do it.
Yeah, I believe in you.
So much pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure.
We could be here all day long. You got this, girl. You just picked a hard one. If you can't get it on this, we'll put you on the judge, and I know that. You look at that one, it'll start. There you go.
Yay, wow. Cool.
Oh, nailed it. All right, you can let your foot up. There you go. You want to take it for a ride on this one? Oh, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
That feels cool, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you as always. There's only so many times you get to ride around.
Thanks for teaching me.
No,
That was great.
good job doing it. You nailed it, girl. See, once you do it once, then you realize, all right, I just really got to kick it like I mean it. You know? It's like, kick it like a man.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled program for a word from our sponsors. Yes, we have a sponsor, and as always, the sponsor is me. Me as in the royal we, as in myself, Shaylisi, Chloe Cox, Cammy Bay, BlissfulEllie, the rest of the team, the Brap Star crew. We are the sponsors. Yes, the camp out's coming up, and as you guys know, we always have a camp out shirt, something I probably would have been advertising before this, but we had that little thing called Hurricane Milton come through, and we kind of got a little distracted. Didn't even know if we were going to have the camp out anyway. The camp out is on, but the camp out shirt I didn't really advertise, so a lot of you guys didn't even know that we have it out. Well, unfortunately, today's your last chance. 7 a.m. Monday morning. If you pre-order a camp out, a Brapstar Camp Out 8 shirt before 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, Monday morning, then we'll have one for you. Please only choose the pickup option if you're actually going to be at the camp out. If you already chose the pickup option, the hurricane happened, and you're not going to make it, we'll still get it to you. Don't worry. I appreciate your support of all of us and what we do here at Brapstar. As always, the proceeds we make from the shirts is usually what buys a bunch of the stuff that we do at the camp out, like food and beer and a few other things here and there. Anyway, that link's down below, brapstar.com. If you want to pre-order your shirt, like I said, closing them tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. So now is your last chance. Now, back to the video. Even though things are still pretty rough for a lot of people from the hurricane, things are coming to a sense of normalcy for me. And while the stabbing wagon is far from normal, it does have something to do with the hurricane. You see, I talk all this crap about this rig over here, but there's actually nothing wrong with it. The exterior of this thing definitely has big Jeepers Creepers vibes, but there's nothing wrong with it. It works flawlessly. Well, as long as you don't try and drive it across the country, you might bring a couple extra belts, but theoretically it works flawlessly. I've stayed plenty of nights in it. I've put thousands of miles on this thing, and you know, some people probably wondering just what the heck we're doing with it. Well, after the hurricane, as you guys know, our very good friend of the channel, 1-800-ASK-SHELBY, completely lost his house. He did live in a tiny home. It was destroyed by an oak tree when it fell on it, and he lost everything inside of it. Now, original plan with the stabbing wagon was to re-outfit the inside, even though it doesn't really need it. I just wanted to do something different, make a little more space, maybe even get rid of the bathroom in it, or we were just gonna sell it and put the money into something else. Well, a friend in need is a friend indeed. So we are saying goodbye to the stabbing wagon, but the reason that we're saying goodbye to it is because we're giving it to 1-800-ASK-SHELBY so he isn't homeless, because he's coming home from up north and life has thrown pretty much everything it can at him. So that's what we're gonna do with this thing. I'm not telling you guys to virtue signal or say, look how good I am. I'm only saying because I know people are wondering what's happened to Shelby. I talked about that his home got destroyed in the hurricane, and I said that we had a plan to help him out and do something for him. And you know, it's not beautiful, it's not perfect, but it's something. And something, as much as we laugh and as much as it looks like the Jeepers Creepers van, something's still better than nothing. And yes, there's still 4. This certainly didn't last long. The Victory Vision is officially up on the raffle. After the hurricane, Dave had to make some decisions, and he decided that as much as he wanted the vision, as much as he wanted to keep it, right now, Forgotten Angels helping people and getting Forgotten Angels back up to fighting speed and being able to do the camp out, that's more important than him owning this Victory Vision. Now, I'm a little sad because it was also gonna be in my life, but I'm not as sad because we're not giving away this one till Saturday of the camp out. The remaining 4 are as follows: the Yamaha Super Tenere, the XR150L filling the dirt bike spot, the Yamaha FJR on sport touring, and for V-twin cruiser and also touring, the Victory Vision. The Saturday of the camp out, the last Saturday of October, we'll be giving away all 4 of those, with 100% of the proceeds going to benefit Forgotten Angels. Not only them rebuilding the property and fixing all the buildings that were damaged, but also their continued support of people in the community, of people in need, of young men and women who've aged out of the foster care system, helping outfit the Adderley House for Women so we can start helping young women who have children who are aging out of foster care and help break the cycle of abuse. All of a sudden, when I just say all that, I'm like, yeah, you know what? That is more important than having a Victory Vision. I don't care how nice it is, but one of you guys will get it, so you better start an Instagram or a YouTube channel or something like that, whoever wins it, so I can follow this thing around. Oh, I know this thing ain't everyone's cup of tea. I sure as hell like it a lot, man. I don't know when I'll ever have another one of these things in my life, so I'm gonna enjoy every mile I get to put on it. You know, I guess I shouldn't be that surprised that David decided to give up the Victory, not because he dislikes it, just because David just isn't the kind of guy to get too attached to anything and always values pragmaticism over sentimentalism. Fact of the matter is, he got this Victory and it was a replacement for the Goldwing that he already offered up to the raffle, but with things going the way they are with the hurricane and everything needed to be done around the Forgotten Angels property, it just makes more sense to him anyway. Trust me, I advocated for him at least keeping this one for a little while. It's just for him, it makes sense to give it up to the raffle and do something good with it. Well, while David's doing something good with it, I'm gonna go ahead and do something bad with it. After all, it doesn't belong to anybody yet. It's still up for grabs. And in that twilight hour, old Shade Tree Surgeon always takes his pound of flesh. Uh-oh, I see windshield wipers on. Am I about to rue those words? Is it raining over there? You guys are out there getting raffle tickets, supporting Forgotten Angels. David's giving up his bike, and all I'm doing is sitting here wailing on the thing. Well, I probably deserve to get rained on. All right, it is raining. Let's go ahead and see how much of a good getaway vehicle the Victory makes. That's right, I refuse to get what I deserve. After all, if I got what I deserved, perish the thought, if I got what I deserve, a giant celestial shoe would plummet forth from the sky and squash me flat like the cockroach I am. And as the rain stops once again, I just get away with it. I swear to Bob, there's no justice in the world, is there? Alright, with the storm coming, at least the weather's nice as long as we can skirt around it. It feels beautiful on the motorcycle right now, and maybe it's just the Florida man in me. I don't know what to say, baby. But if that big, beautiful bitch that is Karma, if she decides today is your day, and you're finally gonna get stomped flat like the roach you are, preferably with some strappy size 9s if you're taking requests, as you're waiting for that colossal smiting foot to fall from the heavens, your last words might as well be, I can see up your skirt from here. As sad as I am to see the victory go, it's still for a pretty amazing cause. The camp out is on, and Forgotten Angels is getting back to where it needs to be. And it's thanks to David, of course, for donating this amazing bike, and all the other people who donated amazing motorcycles, the Sportster 48, the Yamaha Tenere, and many, many more bikes donated by amazing people over the years. But at the end of the day, the people that really should be celebrated is y'all, because you guys are the ones that are making all of this happen. You are the bad people doing good things. You should give yourself a pat on the back, all right? And yeah, someone's gonna win that motorcycle and a few others here in less than a week. 6 days from now, we're pulling 4 tickets and 4 people are winning. And maybe Karma will point her finger at you. Maybe today will be your day and you'll win a bike. But I'll tell you this, even if she doesn't point her finger at you, I think you're safe from being squashed. All you guys out there are pretty freaking amazing, and we're getting closer to getting into the black on Karma. Till next time, y'all, keep it weird.
Crashing through the sky comes a fearful cry. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Armies of the night, evil taking flight. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Panic spreading far and wide. Can the world oppose the deadliest of foes? Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Who will risk it all to end the evil call of Shade Tree? Army. Shade Tree, army. They never give up, they never say die, walking tall with banners high. Shade Tree Army, a ruthless gang of scum, villains, freaks, and bikers determined to rule the world.